3 ama eka 5. Na unajua hiyo maneno utasaidia namna gani hiyo maneno ndio iweze kuisha, ndio kila mtu awe ameridhika. Asante Bwana Speaker.
Senator Chute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Madam CS, thank you for coming here today. Honorable Speaker, I was a bit confused because Madam CS had some eye problem, or even she was not following her documents quite well. Honorable Speaker, Madam CS talked about she is going to do further investigations. She has deferred to come to this house on several occasions. She had enough time to conclude this matter. Can she tell this house when, the exact time, she's going to conclude this matter to its final conclusion? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Mwenda Gataya.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Speaker. Mheshimiwa Speaker, nafikiri nimekuwa na maswali mengi sana kuhusu hati miliki. Sana sana kwa zile sehemu ambazo zimepakana na kaunti zingine. Mimi natoka Tharaka Nithi, Mheshimiwa Speaker. Na kuna sehemu ambazo Mheshimiwa Speaker zimekumbwa na mizozano mingi sana kwa sababu kumekuwa na vita kati ya watu kwa sababu ya ukosaji wa kimiliki, hati miliki, Mheshimiwa Speaker. So ningependa kuuliza Mheshimiwa Waziri, ni lini wakati wizara yako itaweka mipango, kwa sababu kuna sehemu ambazo kama Tulima location, sehemu za Ntoroni, sehemu za Murinda ambazo kwa jandi zimekuwa na mizozano na kaunti jirani. Hizo sehemu zapata haki miliki lini, na mashule ambayo yako huko bado yanakumbwa na hiyo hayo matatizo?
Senator Osoti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the Cabinet Secretary to tell this House the status of processing titles for schools. Because I remember there was a time when the government said that they were going to process titles for all the schools in the country. And now you can see the position you are in with Martin Luther. So can she tell this House the status of titling of all the schools in the country?
That's what Honorable Mgatana has just asked. Senator Munyahaji.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is just to ask the CS that initially this land where the school is sitting was LR number 209/4401, which was subdivided. Now, what was the original area that was reserved for the Martin Luther School? Thank you.
Senator Kathure.
Asante sana Bwana Speaker. Kwanza ni kushukuru waziri ambaye nimefanya naye kazi kwa miaka 10. Tuliingia bunge naye mwaka wa 2013. Na kwanza kabisa mashule yanashinda ya hati miliki, shule mingi hazina hati miliki za mashamba, public schools. Then swali yangu mwafaka Bwana Speaker, nauliza sababu vile Senator Gataya amesema kati ya Meru County na Tharaka Nithi kuna mzozano sana wa mashamba pale. Na Bwana Speaker, watu wameuawa pale, wengine wanakatakatana kidogo. Na kuna shida pale, na kuna Gongo report ambayo ilitolewa miaka ya zamani. Na hiyo Gongo report iliambiwa ndio itarainisha hiyo mpaka yetu, Bwana Speaker. Kwa hivyo nauliza waziri kama ako na taarifa ya kwamba kuna shida iko katika hiyo sehemu ya nchi ya Kenya, na vipi atafanya kuhakikisha ile Gongo report imefuatiliwa vizuri na mashamba yamewekwa bayana na kurainishwa kati ya mpaka ya Tharaka Nithi na Meru County, Bwana Speaker. Asante.
Honorable CS, you may now respond to those questions.
Honorable Speaker, I think most questions relate to what is the ministry doing in respect of titling for the schools, the public schools in the country. We have a national school titling program for the primary schools. I do not have the update of where we are, but it is work in progress, and we are working on that. That is something I can give a report later of how many titles we expect to produce, the ones, and then possibly also look at where we may have a problem. But the titling is free, and we are not charging the schools. It is part of our titling program, which is an annual program also, where we target about 400,000 titles in total. But for school, it's a separate program that we are working on, and I can provide a report in due course, or as may be required by the Senate, on where we are, because that question was not with me. And therefore, I want to assure the Senate that there is a program specific for titling, but it's also important that the managers of the schools and any member of parliament or senator can also support in terms of sensitization so that the schools provide the necessary records. But we are under that program, there is survey and titling itself, and all those fees are covered by the ministry. In terms of this school, I think the question is, because the land was bigger, what was the size of the school? I think sometimes the truth is the better answer. The school land that is in the PDP is what we have now surveyed through my office of the Director of Survey. And the total acreage, and I believe there is no confusion about that, is 8.44 acres. The school, however, is using a bigger land with a different title. The extension to the land titled in the name of the BT is not part of the PDP. May I clarify? The PDP that I have put here as one of the annexures is for the land where the school is, the 104 acres. The extra land where the BT has been given a title was a different title, different PDP. That was an allotment and allocation by the former Commissioner of Lands. And therefore, the two are different parcels. But the school may not have known that. I don't need to go to the ground because the aerial survey has shown me where the school is occupying. So the school is occupying the land that we have now come up with a survey and are titling. In the next 30 days, I will have a list for that. Of course, I may be, possibly there could be an argument, maybe that I am now allowing, I should have done the entire land where the school is occupying. It's not possible because you cannot issue a title, Honorable Speaker, to a land that already has a title. You would have to start a process of either cancelling or dealing with the existing title. But the title I'm preparing, there was no title on that land. So I think to that extent, I may not need to go to the school because my Director of Survey has actually gone to the school personally. The report is correct. I think we should be looking at what happened so that there is another title in a parcel of land that is being utilized by the school. And I have clarified that it was an allotment by the commissioner which was not allotted to the school. I have no record to show that the school, other than that they are using, using also doesn't give full rights to the land. But and I think those are the processes I said they are legal. I think finally there was the question from Meru and Tharaka, the conflict that has stayed for long. I think the senator from Meru knows, and I have been here to respond to that question before, and I think it is on record in this Senate that the problem of Meru and Tharaka is not a titling problem. It's a community ethnicity problem because the people of Tharaka and the people of Meru have their own issues which at community level and leadership level must be addressed. Because when my teams went to that specific area to do titling. You have rightly said people have taken pangas, people have fought. They must reach a point where they agree to leave the work to the Ministry of doing titling and showing them where the parcels are. But they want my ministry to deal with administrative and electoral boundary issues which are not within the issue of land and titling. I think the two counties must deal with those disputes, bring the communities together, and when those are resolved, because IEBC is really the institution that should deal with the disputes regarding to the dispute of electoral boundaries. They have mixed electoral boundaries now, the county boundaries and land boundaries, and it becomes very complicated. The people who are Tharaka and they have land falling within the Meru County don't want to be given land with the parcel numbers that show that the land is in Meru, for example. And similarly, people in Meru also don't want. So until we deal then with the electoral boundary of the counties or the county governors, who also don't seem to want to deal with the issue because they say it's a political issue. So until that is resolved, Honorable Speaker, I am not able to complete. That work started quite a while back. We have left it because my people, the technical people at the ministry, were actually chased with those pangas that the Honorable Senator has said. And we don't want to risk lives. We need to resolve the issue. And therefore, and the Honorable Senator so knows that it's a bigger issue and it's not a titling. That's a work I can finish in 2-3 months. Let them deal with the political issue, Your Honorable Speaker. Yes. There was a question from Embu. Embu dispute is not before me, Honorable Speaker, for now. And the clans, the land issues in some of the... We basically have finished a lot of demarcation and adjudication, but cases seem to still be coming back, and those are cases on appeals, not necessarily that we are not working, but I think the Embu communities also have too many objections that stop the completion of adjudication. But largely, we have done most of the work in terms of adjudication in Embu. If there are disputes, they could be, because I don't have details of the disputes you are referring to, they could be property disputes or boundary disputes or clan disputes that I know sometimes stay longer. So maybe the Honorable Senator Mudigi could bring to my attention the specific parcels or adjudication sections so that I can be specific and deal with those. Thank you very much.
Senator Faki, has your query been responded to?
I asked the CS whether that land which has now been subdivided and a portion allocated to the school, was it part of the original LR number 204/4401? Because if it was part of that, then there must have been a PDP which was made that subdivided the rest of the land and allocated it to the other buyers or whoever they were. And then the land which was remaining was a public utility land. And if it was public utility, then the school occupied the whole land that was shown to be a public utility land. And thereafter, somebody hived a portion of that land. In doing so, he has now denied the school a portion of that land. Now, if the CS proceeds to issue a title now for the portion that is used by the school and leaving out the other portion, it will in a way legitimately give that land to Thabiti Finance. Just like what happened with Ruaraka the other day. I think the Supreme Court gave a decision, and the Ruaraka issue was here in the Senate, in the last Senate, where the Public Accounts Committee was probing the payment of 1.5 billion towards that land. So if the CS maybe could do her investigations before they issue this title to the school at the moment. Because if they issue, in a way, they'll be giving a go-ahead to the owner of the other portion that this now does not belong to the school. The school has been given their title, and therefore they should restrict to their title. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS.
Honorable Speaker, may I maybe repeat myself so that possibly I can clarify for the Honorable Senator. I have annexure 1 shows the land as per PDP that is for the school. That parcel and is also marked Martin Luther under the PDP, Martin Luther Primary School. That is the land I have surveyed and I'm processing the title. The land next, which is indicated the PT, is not the same parcel as the parcel where the school is. We are talking about parcel number 4401, that is part of the land subdivided. Through the PDP, it will tell you where the school is, and it is marked Martin Luther. Not by me, it is marked Martin Luther. So my work was basically following this question to check the records, and the records I found is that there was no title for Martin Luther School. There was a PDP, and PDP is the one that guides you to the production of the title. Whether I like it or not, I cannot change and extend to a parcel they are occupying, because they could also be encroaching. I mean, let's be open. The fact that the school is using doesn't mean that the land was part of what was marked up this as the school, because a PDP has its own place and boundaries. So what we do is to survey so that we can get the exact land or size occupied or covering the PDP or covered by the PDP. So I haven't changed anything. I found that the land next, part which they are using, has a different title. And that title was not issued yesterday. So I have legitimized nothing by issuing title to the school, because in any case, unsurveyed land means that land can easily be encroached because it has no title. So I think, Honorable Speaker, I've discharged my responsibility towards the school land that is available insofar as the records are concerned. And I said, and therefore I have not legitimized anything. What I have done is to work on the documents. Any other claim by the school can be followed so that we see how the BT and the school seem to claim the same land. And that claim cannot be prejudiced by the work I have done, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Senators. We'll now move to question number 037 by the Senator for Marsabit County, the Honorable Mohammed Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, question A, could the Cabinet Secretary provide details on registration status of plot number or parcel number 570-686, comprising approximately 214 plots along Nyayo Road in Marsabit County? Question B, could the Cabinet Secretary explain why, despite government allotment letters being issued in 2018 and allotment fees paid in the year 2024, a number of beneficiaries are yet to receive their title deeds? Question C, what measures has the ministry put in place to fast-track the issuance of title deeds to the affected beneficiaries, and could the Cabinet Secretary provide timelines for the same? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may proceed to respond.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. The question by the Honorable Senator Mohammed Chute, MP, regarding parcel number 570 to parcel number 686. It's true, amounting to 204 titles. Honorable Speaker, I have actually given a written response, 214 parcels approximately, along Nyayo Road in Marsabit County. I think the question is why the status. The status, Honorable Speaker, is that work has been ongoing. It is true allotments were issued sometimes back in 2018. Once allotments are issued, they are issued to different people, and these different people have the responsibility to pay fees as guided under each allotment letter. And it is actually not entirely correct to say that they had fully paid the allotment fees, because it's not like it was paid by one parcel or from one source. Individually, they are supposed to pay. What we have done, Honorable Speaker, is to now come out through and see those who have not paid and those who are paid, and we have prepared the leases following the allotments issued, and the leases are ready. The documentation of the leases are ready. The ministry received the letters of allotment from Nairobi National Land Commission for purposes of lease processing and subsequent registration. Upon receipt of the letters of allotment, the Director of Land Administration caused the opening of respective correspondence files. So what I have put below there is a matrix, Honorable Speaker, that shows the plot number, the names of beneficiaries, and I believe the response clearly indicates also the correspondence files opened. We have finished that exercise completely, giving rise to a total of 210 parcels. And the leases documentation has been completed, Honorable Speaker, and I believe that response is self-explanatory. Safe to add that I have also forwarded these documents of leases to the registrar in Isiolo, because Marsabit is being covered from Isiolo. My registrar in Isiolo has all the records, so from there, the owners listed in these parcels would have to find their way to the registrar Isiolo to sign the lease document before the titling can be done. So I suppose, because I'm on a public platform, Honorable Speaker, is to say that all those parcels listed and the names can be made public. We have verified so that the persons involved, and I believe Honorable Senator who has raised this question, can be of help in terms of the necessary information. But the lease will not produce a title until it is executed, signed. They will require their PIN, their ID, and photographs taken by them individually to the registrar in Isiolo. And it means immediately that is done, everybody, each person will get their titles separately. So in terms of the process that is required, the ministry has discharged its duty to that extent, but they will, I will have this file marked in a way that it is possible for people to get expedited process. Asante sana. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Chute, do you have any supplementary question?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, sometimes I don't understand how this government works. If a president goes to a particular place, you will find title deeds ready, prepared, ready to be delivered, even 10,000 title deeds in a single day or 2-3 days. Honorable Speaker, from 2024 to date is over 3 years. And the question is very simple. The story of saying they have to go to Isiolo and to do those things, Isiolo is 2 hours from Marsabit. So the question is very clear. What action has she taken? Because it's 3 years now. They've paid for it. All the documents are ready. What action has she taken? Number two, my question C, Honorable Speaker, is very, very clear. Give us timelines. This CS doesn't want to talk about timelines. You remember even earlier I asked, she is talking about we are going to do it, we are going to do it. Why don't, she's supposed to tell this house, because the people of Marsabit are asking, Nyarod are asking, when will it be ready? So the question is very simple. Give us timelines. Say the people of Marsabit, Nyayo Road, will get their title deeds in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months. Give us timelines. Because I want to tell, I represent people. I want to tell them, yes, your title deeds will be ready on this date. So I'm waiting for the date, timeline. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My question to the CS is, do we have a lands registry in Marsabit so that these matters can be addressed, or in Isiolo? And why can't the office there settle these matters instead of bogging the ministry headquarters while we have registries, if we do have registries in that region, and if we don't have, are there plans to establish so that some matters can just be sorted locally?
Senator Mwanda Gataya.
Speaker, Honorable Speaker, one would be interested. Actually, I've just received a concern from the landowners affected by Nithi Bridge. They would want to know the status of identification and the timelines for their compensation from your ministry. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Senators, it's good to ask questions that are related to the primary question. That will allow the Honorable CS to respond effectively. Honorable CS, you may proceed to respond to the questions that have just been asked.
Honorable Speaker, maybe sometimes I do not understand the challenge the Senator Chute has. He is asking me to say timeline. I have said I have discharged the responsibility of preparing the leases. Those leases, you need to understand the difference between lease documents and freehold titles. For freehold titles, where when we do adjudication, for example, it is possible to do thousands and thousands through the national titling